How's it going, everyone? Happy September the 24th, 2021. I got an album review for y'all today. The band Second Rain just dropped their debut album today called Gravity. Their debut album. If you've all been following my channel or whatnot, you'll know that I did a reaction to their single called Fire not too long ago. I was very impressed. Cool song, really liked it, and that got me excited for this album that just dropped. So, spent some time with it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. First thing I like to do is I'm going to start with the cover artwork, just for kicks. Very interesting, I find it. Very interesting. At first glance, it just looks kind of standard, got the lady on the cover, just kind of like the tree and the dark kind of background. But on closer inspection, things get a little interesting. She's in like in a black robe, a hooded robe, and she's holding what I presume to be the Second Rain like symbol, I guess. Almost looks like a key. She's sitting on what looks like a chest. I don't know if the key opens that chest, but if it does, I wonder what's inside. I don't know. On the floor, there are some books and whatnot. And if you look in the bottom left, it almost looks like a portrait of the band themselves, just laying flat, like on the ground. The tree's got like a hole in it, and there's like animal paws, like there's a monster or animal inside the tree. Which is interesting. There's umbrellas all floating through the sky. There's like if just to the right of the lady, there's like a boat, and I don't know if it's paint or something, or if it's blood all over the boat. I don't know if someone's been mauled out there. I have no clue. There's a planet or something up in the sky. There's a city skyline in the background. On the far left, there's some like stones coming out of the water. There's a lot going on here. There is a lot going on, and it all seems kind of random, but I don't know if there's some deeper meaning to it. Maybe if you really dig through all the lyrics of the songs, you can understand it. I don't know. It's pretty interesting, though. It's pretty interesting. It just begs closer inspection, which is kind of cool. There's a lot more to it than originally meets the eye. It's also got kind of an old school look to it, almost like an 80s or early 90s kind of cover, where if you're looking through a bin through CDs, that you might notice it and be like, this is kind of an interesting cover. This could be like old school, like Hidden Gem or something. And if you were to be doing that and thinking that, you'd be wrong about old school because they are new. They do have an old school sound, but they are in fact a gem. They are indeed. So just to give a little bit of a rundown, the album's about an hour long, which is a good length of time actually. I was worried it might be a little on the long side, but it goes by pretty quickly and everything transitions smooth. It never feels like it's just dragging on. So that was super solid. Right off the rip, when you start track one, Uninvited, you get a couple taps on the cymbal with the drums, and then the synth starts going, and then you're off to the races. Really just pulls you in, got a good upbeat tempo to it. And that quick tempo and chugging guitars kind of keeps on through track 4, which is Fire, which is the single, which I loved, and it still is a standout on the album. Not only was it a great single, but it stands out on the album as well. After Fire, things slow down a little bit with track 5, and it kind of stays like a moderate tempo, I would say, from 5 on until later in the album. Track 6, Borderline, I would say is the first ballad type song. And then you got track 7, which is Wrong, which is one of my personal favorites. I love the melody in the chorus. The lyrics are really solid. I just really enjoyed that song. It kind of stuck with me. Catchy. You move on to Another Night. You'll Never Catch Me When I'm Gone. But one thing to mention about You'll Never Catch Me When I'm Gone that is interesting is the very beginning. It's very kind of like a sci-fi kind of the thing with the synth. It doesn't really carry that theme through to the song, but it starts out that way, and it's kind of interesting. The Dark Matter, track 10, almost at first sound has the sound of like a space opera almost, like with the synth. It's really cool. Now, by no means is the song like a progressive metal space opera track, but the initial vibes of it kind of give that off. And it does have a kind of different sound, I would say, from the rest of the album. It's very slightly, very, very, very slightly. It's got a nice groove to it. I liked it a lot. And then Uncover really ramps things up again. The drums in that song are really, really heavy hitting. Like I said, it just really, really picks things up again. One thing I loved about that song is there's a part towards the end where it's kind of going quick, and then the vocals are doing the chorus or whatnot, and then the music kind of drops off. And you just have the vocals going, and it gives you almost like a weightless feeling, kind of like it keeps you hanging suspended, like in the air, just being carried along by the vocals. And then there's some good harmonization that comes in from the background, and then the music kicks back in, and it's like you're brought back down to earth again, and you keep moving along. The Big Lie. It's another up-tempo track, and it closes out the album with track 13 called Home, featuring Bede Felber. This is another one of my favorites. It's the most ballady song. It's what I would consider to be the second ballad, but it's more of a ballad than Borderline. And it's really atmospheric. It's got like a saxophone thing, almost like a bluesy feel to it. It's really, really, really good. It sets a good mood. Very, very nice melody, and like I said, almost got a bluesy vibe in certain spots because of like a saxophone type of deal. Loved it. Great way to end the album. Great way to close out the album. So the album as a whole is just all organized and put together very, very well. Every song, at no point does the album seem jarring or a song seem out of place. Everything just kind of flows very nicely from beginning to end. The highlights, I would say, of this album are the guitar and the synth. I mean, when I say highlights, I guess I mean some of the most prominent features of the album is the synth and the guitars. The synth, to my pleasant surprise, was utilized much more than I expected. Heavy synth work on this album. A lot of the songs even start out with like a synth riff or whatnot. I loved it. Loved it. I love synth, and it was used wonderfully here, and it's in abundance. Fantastic. And the guitars really carry a lot of the songs through with the chugging riffs and the melodic tunes, and the solos are excellent. The vocals, impeccable. His voice suits this music so perfectly. He's excellent. He is excellent. Track in and track out. Fantastic. The drums also, One thing I'll say is that every instrument, every musician comes through well. This album was mixed very, very well. You can hear everything clearly. Every musician gets their due. The drums are nice and hard hitting. You can hear them. And then some songs, especially, there are spots that really highlight the bass. He does some good, riffs here and there, and you hear him in the background a lot of times just ripping through it with that bass. So everything is mixed very well. Everything blends together beautifully. You can hear every aspect very well. Songs are very melodic. The chorus is very catchy. A lot of the songs, especially between track 4 and track 11, even the other songs, but especially those, they have like pack an emotional punch to them, and just the whole album is the kind of songs that you feel like driving down the highway at night with the windows rolled down and just rocking out. Heavy 80s AOR style hard rock, synth driven music, synth and guitar driven music. If you're into that kind of thing, you are in for a special treat. This is a very good day for you because these guys kind of came out of nowhere. This is their debut album. I was excited to check out the record after hearing Fire, but I wasn't quite sure what to expect. And boy, I was kind of blown away. Really solid. Really, really, really solid. So like I said, if you're into that 80s style hard rock, AOR, heavy synth and guitar driven music, the Second Reign just bestowed upon you a immense gift out of nowhere. So y'all will enjoy this big time. I'm going to put a link in the description. They have the whole album available to listen to on their YouTube channel. But if you're into that style, like I said, listen to the record and buy it. Go buy it somewhere. Amazon has it digitally. They'll have the physical versions eventually. And Second Reign, you can go on their website. It tells you other places that you can buy the physical copies and whatnot. You will not be disappointed. I mean that. Like I said, if those kind of things that I mentioned is your bread and butter, they are top notch. They know what they wanted to do here, and they did it flawlessly. So, Second Reign, kudos, congratulations on your debut album, Gravity. Looking real forward to see what you continue to bring in the days, months, and years to come. This was a special treat. Fantastic. Enjoyed it from beginning to end. Truly. That's all I got to say about it. I mean, just give praise where praise is due. So, excellent album. Those are my thoughts on this one, and I'll catch y'all later. Ranger out.